Okay, here's the third one in this series, and this is number 9. And again, we want to define this function given from the graph. So here's going to be the domain. So we'll figure out the domain. So first of all, I'm going to go from -5 to 3. So I'll write over here x is going to be between. I can write lessons in both these, and I can fill them in later. And it's going to go from -5. That's the smallest, -5 to -3. And it's going to be equal at -5, so I can put an equal sign there, but open at -3, so I can leave it like that. The next one is going to go from -3 to +3, and they're both going to be equal, so I can just write x is between 3 and -3. And both these would be closed, so because I got little dots there, so I'll put an equal sign under both of those. All right, that's that section. The last section is going to be open at 3, so x is, and it just says x is greater than 3 because it keeps going. So this one will be x is greater than 3, so I could write it like this, greater than 3. So there's your 3 subdomains, so to speak. Now let's figure out the equation of the lines. Now over here, first of all, it looks like the slope here for this part is going to be down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1. So it looks like m for the first one is going to be -3. But then if I can kind of work down and figure out what the intercept is. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a bunch of work. So what I'll do is I'll just use my slope-intercept form. So I know that I do have one point over here, and I can use any of these points. So I can use this point over here minus 5, 5. This point over here is -5, 5. So I got a point on the curve. -5, 5. And I got the slope is -3, so I can use my y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's my point slope form. And I'll put my data in. I'll label my points. Remember I was saying to label the points. This will be x1, y1, and that's your m. Your m is -3. And then you write your formula down without the data. Y minus equals m times x minus, and then put your data in just in case you got double negatives, which we do actually here. So my m is going to be -3. And my points are going to be, x1 will be -5, and y1 will be 5. Okay? Then we have to multiply that out, and then we have to solve that for y. So if we multiply it out, it's not too bad to multiply this one out. Y minus 5 equals -3x. Now -5 times a -5 is a plus 5. But times a -3 will be -15. So we got 3 negative signs here. That makes that a +5. -3 times +5 is a -15. Then if I add 5 to both sides, I get y equals -3x minus 10. So my intercept is -10. I guess you can see that. So that's going to be my first one. -3x minus 10. Now, if you went down, you could probably figure that out. Because if we looked at this, if we went down 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1, we would be -4. 1, 2, 3 over 1, we would be -7. And 1, 2, 3 over 1 would be -10. So you kind of figure that out. That's a little bit of a stretch. So that's going to go up here. Okay, -3x minus 10. Okay. All right, next one. You guys can see that up there. There we go. Hope that's a little clearer. It's just me. All right, then the next one over here. This is a little bit easier because we have a slope. I'm going to go up 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3. Looks like m is going to be up 2 over 3, so 2 over 3. It looks like my b is going to be, my intercept is going to be -1. So y equals mx plus b, y equals 2/3 x, and then my -1. So there's that equation there. Raise that up for you to see that. Okay, there's your mx plus b. That's going to go over here. 2/3 x minus 1. And that's between -3 and +3. And then over here, the last one, that's just real easy. That's just going to be y equals, it's a horizontal line, y equals 4. That's going to go over here. So there you go. So there's your piecewise function definition. Okay, what's the domain? So the domain is going to be, it looks like I've got from -5. I'm going to put this in green. I got a dot here, -5. Looks like I got everything covered. Then there's a dot there, so that's covered. There's a dot there and a circle there, but that's covered. So it looks like it's going to go from -5 to infinity. Close at -5, okay? And the range, my lowest y value will be -3. The dot, looks like I'm going all the way up until I get to 5. And that's got a dot. It looks like everything else is covered. There's y things going on all this. So there's my range. So my range is going to be -5. I'm sorry, -3, pardon me, -3. All the way up to 5. And those are both closed. So there's your domain and range. Alrighty? That's number 9 then, I guess. Okay? So I hope that all is perfectly clear.